And like I said, don't forget the underlining, the bottom line factor, the bottom line reason why we are teaching or going through this framework. So we have looked at the first framework, the second framework, the third, the fourth, and this is the fifth. So this is enormous strategies that you guys already have at your disposal. And like I keep saying, prove that these framework, prove that these solutions, you are putting them to use is that as you listen to this and put them to use, there should be a shift in the influence that you command as a business leader or a professional in your sector, in your industry. The quality of impact you're creating should be shifting. And lastly, very important, let your income shift. Because these strategies are designed directly, mutually, really, really, to influence your income. To influence your income. So if your influence, your impact, and your income is not shifting, according to the three I's, influence, impact, income. Because anytime these three begin to shift, your life never remains the same. So if all of these strategies I have taught you guys, if you still cannot figure out how to copy them, test them in your daily life, and you begin to see that your influence, your impact on your income is shifting, then something is missing in your implementation. Something is missing. So what I'm daring to also say is that I am expecting that by June, because let me tell you something, all of these strategies I'm teaching you guys, I have used the same strategies in coaching people, and they have doubled their income in 3 months. That means if somebody was making a business owner making 10 million francs, and I go through the strategies, we pick one and we execute, they start making 20 million francs in 3 months. Because there's no way you scale your high value, there's no way you understand how to do the things that we do, and your income doesn't change. Absolutely no way. Except your village people are after you, right? And it's the same thing for professionals. Let's say you're like Clotilde, a brand consultant. I have seen this thing shift the influence of a consultant to their income at the same time because there's a way you begin to package what you offer as solutions, and they are so diverse and so practical and so relatable that when you begin to sell them, there's a shift in how you influence your clients, how you impact your businesses, and of course, your income is shifted. So as we begin to, like I said, my goal is to give you guys all of these 7 frameworks. You have 7 strategies in your hands. Which one do you need for this season? And maybe 2 months from now, which one do you need to adopt so you can move your business forward? Because anytime you want to move your business forward, you want to move your finance forward, there is always a strategy you have to use. You don't assume finance and change your life. It doesn't work like that. You don't imagine your business and the shift. No. If you want to shift anything right now in your career, in your business, in your finance, the first thing you have to get is a strategy that works. When you do that, the next goal is massive execution. And as you're executing, the third thing is iteration, refinement, and you repeat the process. But the challenge is 99% of the world don't know how to create strategies and frameworks. So I've created them for you and I'm giving you for free, basically. So your job now is to do execution, refinement. Execution, refine, keep repeating the process until it is working. So the question is, with strategy number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4 that we have taught so far, do you see with the eyes of your mind that your business, your career, your finance is about to shift in the next few months? Do you see it? And this is where the spiritual perspective of success comes in, because you never manifest what you don't see. So there is a kind of knowledge that there are things that when I develop for myself, I'm like, what? in a few months, I am a danger to this generation, right? Because of what I know. You never, because knowledge, everybody you see achieving anything that you cannot achieve knows something you don't know. That is it. The day you know what they know, you begin to achieve what they achieve. Because, for example, in spirituality, that's why Apostle Paul prayed a prayer and said that the Lord should enlighten their understanding. It's a very deep spiritual secret. Because in spirituality, you only manifest in the physical what you have understood spiritually and, of course, in your mind. Okay? So, please, these are not just teachings. There was a session we had 2 hours of consistent, thoughtful teaching. I was so tired after that teaching. Because strategy teaching training is different from any other training. It takes a lot of energy because your mind is functioning at a very high level when you're teaching strategy. If I'm just doing a normal teaching, I can speak for 6 hours, but I cannot train strategy for more than 2 hours. It can literally collapse. So there's a lot of enormous work that I am putting, not just physically, but my brain gets so tired after teaching it because it's too strategic. Right? So please, this is my heart for you because every single one of you who are mentees, I have spoken to all of you one-on-one, and there is none of you that is a mentee that don't have a great capacity. None of you. Because a true teacher will teach the things that he knows or he believes they can change you because he believes that you have the capacity and you deserve to go to where you can get to because of the knowledge you're getting. So there's nobody here I see as a victim. There's nobody I see as somebody practicing smallness. So you don't have the right to be a victim, to be small, or to allow limitations to limit you. And literally, no limitation can limit you. Because there are things that when you understand in terms of knowledge, you understand in terms of, your work with God, no limitation can limit you. So please, don't let this be one of the things that you learn and then you put in your journal and then you also sit. New knowledge should move you forward in core areas of your life. And in this case, we're focusing on influence, impact, and income. If these core areas, 3 areas, are not shifted, then you have failed me. And I don't want to say I failed you because I'm doing my best to teach at the best that I can teach. So I don't think I failed you. You have failed me, you have failed yourself. But the secret is putting it to work. Be imperfect at it and keep doing it. Ask questions. Keep doing it. That's the goal. All right. So let me teach you guys the FIT strategy. This particular strategy, I have seen somebody implement it and literally 5x their income. So what happened was this person used to charge very small. Very, very small. But when she understood what I was teaching her, she just added a few things. It's like, imagine you charging, let me use it, universal currency, charging $100 for something. And then you get a solution and you take the same thing that you were charging $100 and you start charging $500, the same thing, and you're still selling. Automatically, you 5x your income. Because we're talking about the irresistible difference framework. The irresistible difference framework. Because it has been proven that any professional, any business person that can create an offer is what you're offering to somebody that can help them and transform them. That's an offer. You craft something and then you say, okay, I have an offer. Somebody comes to you and say, hey, I have this problem. And the person says, okay, I have an offer for you that if you take and use and implement, it will solve your problem. And not only solving your problems, it will solve your problems times 10. So you craft the offer in a way that it is irresistible to the person you are talking to. That's the goal. So the goal of this framework is to teach you how to create irresistible offers, irresistible solutions, irresistible products and services. That's the goal. So that when you present it, there'll be no way that they can resist it because it is so good, it is so profound, it is so valuable, it's so special that they will literally go and borrow money to spend on your offer and your solution. That's the goal of this. So whatever I'm telling you is showing you the process you can be able to go through to do that. Now, why is this important in business? Because there are many people who have very great offers, very great products and great services, but they're making little money from it. Very little money from it because what they are offering, it has no irresistible difference. Why is this important in business? Because remember, this framework I'm teaching you guys for the last few days, like I said, I took time to study incredible businesses, big and small, research, study, analysis, to understand why are they standing out and why are others missing out, right? So one of the conclusions I got was that people don't buy products. People buy the transformation and the differentiation that the product brings into their life. Anybody can create a product, but very few businesses, and people can be able to package that product in a way that the transformation and the differentiation is so irresistible that they have no option than to pay for it. So that's your goal with this framework. Because people don't pay for what is common. So what am I saying? If your products, your services, your business is common, something I always challenge people. I challenged a lady one time. I said, go and buy things from 5 people who are selling the same thing that you are selling. And the goal was, if you cannot pinpoint how your business is different from what you see, then you're a common business owner. And that's why you're broke and you struggle in business. That was the assignment. And maybe I'll challenge some of all of you here who are in business. Go and buy the same thing you're selling from other people. If you buy and the way they treat you and the things you get, you are not proud that, no, but me, we are doing better. We are good at this thing. Then you are not that serious in business. Why? Because people don't buy what is common. People don't get what is common. Because people pay for what is rare, what is compelling, what is transformational. So in your business operations, business model, one of the things you're trying to achieve is, how can I make my offer, my product be so rare? How can I create it to be so compelling and to be so transformational? Because your goal again is to make your difference irresistible. Create a difference that is irresistible. Because you have the consciousness at the back of your mind that as a business owner, people don't buy products. They buy transformation. They buy differentiation. They pay for what is rare, compelling, and transformational. Because people work hard for their money. So people invest in the end result. They invest in the life upgrade that they get. They invest, not just in product specifications and features. No, they invest in something more. They invest in the outcome that is more important than functionality. So personally for me, if I'm trying to sell somebody a consulting product and maybe I'm charging that product for $1,000, 500,000 francs to push somebody for 2 weeks, right? And I'm just talking about, this framework is so nice. They don't care. It's not going to help them. I need to position what they will get in a way that is so compelling, is so different, is so transformational. I need to put things that I'm presenting around the corner in a way that they'll say that, hey, my $1,000 or 500,000 francs that I'm investing in this consulting is worth it. because they can see, they can perceive, they can relate. There's that emotional resonance with what I'm offering. It's compelling, it's different, it's transformational. So nobody cares about your specifications, right? Because the compelling outcome is more important to them than the functionality. When you go to eat in a restaurant, do you go behind the kitchen to look at which kind of firewood did you use? Show me the pot. Show me the water. Show me the type of Maggi you use. Do you do that? You never even think about that. What you're focused on is the plate, maybe the table, maybe the environment. If you're focused about that, that's why you look at the outcome, the compelling transformation. So that should be your goal. So this is the kind of framework that you pick. And your goal is like, okay, I've been building this business, but now I want to refine my services. I want to refine my products in a way that it is beyond what is common in the industry. See that now? Because you need to understand that the less common your solution, the higher its perceived worth. The less common your solution, the higher its perceived worth. And when you have that in place, you become irresistible. And when you are at that place, you can charge. Look, if you're going to charge what others don't charge, then provide what others don't provide. And that's where differentiation comes in. Remember, it's the irresistible difference framework, right? Because you are so profound and so structured and so unique in what you do. So make the service or the offer that you're offering to bridge between who your customer is and who they want to be. And this is always something very profound. Very profound. In every business, customers are coming to you. There's a place where they are, and there's a place where they want to be. And your product, your offer is what they need to bridge that gap. What they need to bridge that gap. So your goal is, how do I create an offer that when I present it, they have zero doubt that this is what I need to move my life forward. I am in point A and I want to get to point C. And the offer they are presenting is the B that I need to get to C. That's your goal here. That's your goal here. So most of you are already in business. So the goal of this framework is you should take it today, go back into your business, and begin to look at how do you convert existing services and products and what you've been offering to become irresistible. And sometimes I give you a trick that I noticed I worked in a business. Sometimes you can create just one irresistible offer and the rest stays the same. You create just one, and that one becomes your lion product. Major lion product. Sometimes the businesses intentionally, I've seen businesses, even big businesses, they will have so many common products, but they will have one. Oh my goodness, one that is the killer product. When you hear that one, you have no choice than to buy it. And that one is not targeting everyone. For example, George, who is in career coaching, he can craft an irresistible offer that is targeting only people who are immigrants, who want to leave Cameroon to other countries in Europe or North America to get a job. So you can create an offer that is just at that level and charges a particular price. And he packages the offer and say, look, we have a career coaching program for you that we are going to start working with you now before you even travel. We guarantee you that when you land in those countries, in the first 2 weeks, you're able to get a job. We're going to show you strategies of searching for a job in a new country as a new person and you're going to do it effectively and get a job faster than most people. We can now tell them, look, an average immigrant in a new country takes 6 months to 1 year to get a good job. But with our strategy, 2 months maximum, you get a good job that will pay you a better price. He still has other services, coaching Cameroonian job seekers, coaching every other person. They have now created an unique offer that is so irresistible and so different to a particular niche of people. They will have no choice than to pay for it. That's your goal. That's what you're operating from. Be bold enough to operate at that level. Now, the framework is broken down into 5 pillars. So, if you are going to create an irresistible difference framework, apply this framework in your business, start thinking of these 5 pillars. So as you're applying, you're going to look at how is pillar 1 fitting in my business, pillar 2, pillar 3, pillar 4, pillar 5. Now, the first pillar that works with this offer is emotional resonance. Emotional resonance. So the goal is that your difference, that uniqueness that you have added, must connect with a deep pain, a deep desire, or an aspiration in people's lives. Let me say it again. In this first pillar of emotional resonance, when you are crafting your unique offer that is so irresistible, your goal is that let this difference that I am building, I am crafting in my room as an entrepreneur, let it connect to all or either one of these, a deep pain, a desire, or an aspiration. Let's go back to the example I was giving George coaching business with an immigrant. Now, an immigrant is leaving Cameroon to go to Canada. And maybe they have heard of how it is difficult to get a job in Canada with a Cameroonian experience or certification. Or maybe the deep pain is Canada is so technologically driven. All the jobs are applied online. You don't carry certificates up and down. And there are so many job platforms, thousands of them. So there's pain there. And then the desire is that as I land Canada, so, hey, I want to start make dollars. No. Dollars start entering my account. Let me start flexing on social media. The desire is there. Aspiration. I want to, make sure that I fit in my career, start growing faster, and start showing off. You see that? So he crafts all the difference and all of those things and focuses on the pain, focuses on the desire and the aspiration. The offer automatically will be, somebody can borrow money to pay for that offer because you're communicating the pain, the desire, and the aspiration. Why? Because people will always buy emotions first. And what are the emotions again? Every human being having to buy something has either a pain, a desire, or an aspiration. So people buy the emotions that they get when they hear your product or when they read about your product. All right? So consciously tap into their deepest pains, deepest fears, deepest desires is very important. Because one thing also is that emotional connections amplify loyalty, making your offer feel so irreplaceable and personally insignificant. Now, 3-step process to practice emotional resonance, and we go to the next pillar. First one, customer deep dive. Like what I was talking to Nicole, and she was talking about her keynote address that she'll be giving. Customer deep dive. Always get the customer deep dive. So sometimes you can interview 10 potential clients to uncover hidden emotional triggers driving their decisions. You can decide, let's say, for example, George is targeting that immigrant community. George can go on LinkedIn or Facebook or anywhere and say, you know what? Or reach out to friends and say, please, do you have any family member or anybody in Canada who recently moved? And George can interview them just to get, please, can you tell me Please give me 3 major challenges that you went through while trying to get a job in Canada as a new person. Right? He needs to be real. Don't assume. So interview 10 plus people, let them practically reveal to you their hidden emotional pain and triggers so that you tap on it. Don't assume. So you reached out to them. Please, I'm just doing a research. And but that's why sometimes the things I teach you guys, you feel as if I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to your business. I'm revealing a problem that you've been facing for the last 10 years. Because I didn't teach from assumption. I teach from deep observation, research, reading, analysis, all of these things, so that every word, every statement, every word, see, if I have 20,000 words in content to teach you, every word is measured. Every statement is measured so that as I say it, it is into your heart. Like when a boyfriend tells a girlfriend, I love you, it enters the heart like that. Right? You need to craft it like that. You need to be intentional. But you can only achieve that when you have been able to uncover the hidden emotions that the target people have. So that as you're speaking, you are hitting something in their brain. You are hitting something in their heart. All right? So if you're going to practice emotional resonance, please make sure you practice what I like to call customer deep dive. I like to use deep dive because you are not superficial. You have relevant information. You really go deep to understand. So let's say that Quality Healthcare Clinic is designing an irresistible offer for families to become family nurses for people, for let's say the middle class or the upper class in their immediate community. They can decide and get an interview program or a quick questionnaire and go to families and say, we just came, we would like to offer you free consultation in your family. Start from there. Pick them from there. They don't know what is coming. Pick from there. They think, before I go, please tell us what is your biggest problem when it comes to not having a family nurse. In developed countries, every family has a family nurse, a family doctor, but we don't see it's not that. We want to change the narrative based on your endpoint, based on your experience as a family. What is your biggest challenge that you don't have a family nurse that you pay on a monthly basis to make sure that your family is healthy, eating well, sleeping well, doing these things well, and of course, ensure that you're living a healthy life? Why don't you have it? They'll begin to give you secrets that you will never know. We didn't know that happens. Ignorance is ticket. And we assume that is very expensive. Assumption on price, ticket. When you get all of that, your whole marketing message should be around that. You go back, if you did that to 5 families, I guarantee you, if you go and do a presentation to 50 families, you'll get 50% or more. Because every word you'll be saying, because if 5 families in the same community gives you data, can guarantee you every other family is going through almost the same thing. And then every word you're saying is literally hitting the spot, revealing their hidden pain points, and of course, the problem. After the customer deep dive, the second step is be good at storytelling. Storytelling, you cannot separate emotions. People like stories. Story. Everybody like a story. Every human being like a story. So find a way to infuse your sales messaging with emotional hooks that are tied to pain points or desires. So if you're telling a story, you can tell a painful story. Let's say, go back to Durance and Raul. Maybe they can tell a story of a client that they have that this client recently developed deathly high blood pressure and all of that, and now is in a chronic stage. And this is something that if they had a family nurse, if they were visiting these clients every month, they would have detected that, hey, there is a spike in this woman's blood pressure. We need to do something now before it gets to you. You see that now? So they tell that kind of a story that, you see, this woman right now is going through severe pain and they're spending times 4 of what they're supposed to spend. Why? If they had a family nurse, because you cannot tell them, look, blood pressure sometimes is not just automatic. There are signs that you can begin to see that, hey, there's a possible high blood pressure coming to this lady. So if they had a family nurse, they would have discovered that something is coming and they would have provided preventive measures. You see, you tell a story that is so real and they see it, they tap into it. And the third step is feedback loop. So use testimonials to highlight emotional transformation, not just logical outcomes. So you can begin to use examples that, hey, look, like we're a family. So go, look, I, my husband, we have a child. As nurses, there's a protocol that we have in place where we check our vitals, we do this and that to ensure that we are healthy consistently month after month as a family. And we have tested this framework in our lives as a family. And we have seen that in the last 1 year, in the last 2 years, we have not had any medical emergency. So you tell that kind of a feedback loop with testimonial, and you do that. And this way, sometimes, if you have a testimonial, you need to pay the price and do free offers, right? Where you can decide, before you get to that level, you can decide, pick 2 families. Maybe you can pick a family that comes and consults to you guys more often. You pick a family and say, you know what, we want to treat you guys, we want to come to your house and offer you guys free consultations and counseling for the next 3 months for free. You do that, and then you follow up the changes. And you ask them, what do you think has changed between us being your family nurses in the last 3 months? What is the change that you have seen? Then I'll tell you, you get those kind of testimonials to your feedback loop. Because the goal is that you want to create an offer that is so irresistible. So sometimes to create an irresistible difference offer, you may need to do a lot of hard work because the offer will become your killer offer that you can literally shift your business for. So that it's an offer that when you charge a heavy amount, you're not afraid to even charge because you know that any human being who is thinking will see this offer and they'll buy it. From my experience, I have not seen a human being resist an offer that is so unique, so different, and irresistible. And all of us can create this. Now, number 2, the second pillar under this irresistible difference framework. Number 2, the unique experience creation. Are you picking out something? Are you picking out something? Good. That's the goal. Unique experience creation. Now, the goal here is, as the name for that second pillar stands, you want to create an experience. You want to put in the work to create an experience for your clients. So the factor here is the way you deliver value should be memorable and experiential. The way you deliver value should be memorable and experiential. That's the goal. Let me just pick something coming to my mind. Let's say, going back to a quality health clinic, maybe they are going to meet a family and they buy pawpaw and watermelon for 1,000 and go and give them. Oh, we brought a gift. Which kind of nurses bring gifts to their clients? Are you guys normal in your head like that? Right? That becomes memorable. That becomes special to them. They're like, wait, nurse, bring me watermelon. Bring me pawpaw, bring me, which it becomes, so I'm just giving an example, right? So, and I'm also telling you that, a unique experience creation must not be expensive. You just need to be creative. So Clotilde is offering a branding solution to somebody. And she now picks out and notices that, hey, you see, this lady has something beyond branding stuff. And the other problem she has, I have the knowledge and experience to help her. She now crafts a communication and not make it too common. A communication and now says, hey, when we are done with this branding consultation, I have noticed something in your operating system, operations, that is hurting your business and how fast you're going to grow. You have to look, I love to see people succeed. I love to see dreams stand. So I want to give you a 2 hours teaching on how to solve this problem and unlock more value in your business and see growth. Aha. I'm not paying anything. Yes, not free. Free offer. I just want to see you succeed. I just love to see you grow. You're creating that unique experience. And people like that, when they come back to you subsequently, and they, because one of the things that is very important in business is to create and run a business that customers practice repeat and regular purchase. Very important. You will always be in business if you have people that will always run back to you when there's a problem and buy from you. So sometimes you can do all this heavy lifting and you get nothing now. But in 2 months, in 3 months, in 4 months, even in 1 year, you get triple of what you did. Or just their one endorsement. Because they always say that one laughing, smiling customer is 10 potential customers. Just their 1 yes that, hey, Clotilde is the brand expert. She is the one. Oh, she knows her thing. One endorsement changes your financial life forever. You see that now? So, because like the popular saying is, people remember how you made them feel more than what you sold to them. People remember what you made them to feel more than what you are selling to them. Because memorable experiences create that emotional anchors that fosters repeat business and, of course, word of mouth recommendation. So please, all of you, in your operations, in your dealings, you can start from just communication. Like, for example, I saw something somewhere, somebody was teaching on how to say thank you when somebody pays for service. Let's say they pay on bank account, they pay on mobile money, and then they send you a screenshot. You just go and say thank you. No. The lady took time and gave 5 examples. She was like, to create a better experience, tell them, thank you so much. We appreciate you for doing business with us and for trusting us. We are always here to serve you. Right? So she was saying that go beyond just saying thank you when somebody pays you, or just saying I have seen. No. Carefully craft the thank you message in a way that lets somebody read and be excited that they paid you. She even wrote one of that says, yeah, one of the best things that happened to us in our business today. Thank you for doing business with us. Who will read that and forget you? No, tell me, who will read that and forget you? Maybe the guy quarreled with the wife before leaving the house, and your message will make him to smile. Right? But the goal is that every touch point, you are creating that unique experience, because all of that contributes in that irresistible offer or product that you are offering. Now, 3-step process to implement this unique experience creation. 3-step process. Number one of my favorite things I love to do is experience mapping. Sometimes when I sit with a client, I'll do experience mapping of their current experience process. Let's say if I sit with Durance, and Durance say, you know what, we want to scale our business. Okay, you know what, we do a few things. Okay, you know what, let us map out their current experiences. What is the experience? What's the present experience that a patient experiences when they step into the clinic? What's the experience? Have you trained your nurses in the way they smile, greet, and direct the patient? If no, you need to start mapping. You need to start mapping a new experience. So you guys sit down and say, okay, you know what? Let us map a step-by-step experience that we need a patient to go through when they step into the clinic. Right? You, let's say, Madame Pam, who is in flying business, ticketing and all of that, travel business. When somebody reached out to you guys, So inquire about a ticket, not even buying yet, inquiry. What is the experience that somebody goes through for inquiring about a ticket from you guys? What is the experience that they go through? So step one is experience mapping. Outline the full customer journey, identifying the key moments that you can create the delights. That's the goal. Experience mapping is to identify what you see. That's one thing I love about some businesses. Like last time I was in Dubai. Oh my goodness. That maybe so you're in Dubai, that downtown Dubai where the real billionaires exist. My goodness. The experience, there's some hotels, if you enter there, you would think that you enter the lower part of heaven and there's an upper part of heaven. and the experience that you get when you step from the car till you get into your room. If you die broke, now you know. You will have to go back to that hotel just for that experience alone. The experience is mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. See, there are some things that you cannot. I was telling my wife, I have to just take to Dubai first before you can. Words cannot describe what I saw. So the only option is let me take you there and then you see for yourself. Dubai, please, all of you. I don't know the Sheikh of Dubai, we have never met, but please go to Dubai. Just go. At least maybe can give you accommodation for free in the house if she wants to. But please, just there's some things that when you see, it will reshape your brain. Some people are thinking too small. You're in your smallness and in your victim mindset because you have not seen things that will tell you that wait, there are wars and there are wars. There are societies and there are societies. And one of those societies that will shift your brain forever. There's no place that shakes my bouncer brain like Dubai. No place. America is zero. Every other place is zero. Right? But Dubai will shift you forever. And when you go to different places, they have mastered the art of creating experiences. Like as a business expert, you could see that these guys have specifically created areas in the journey just to give you a delight you will never forget. That's the purpose of experience mapping. Like, for example, gerunds map the process of a patient when they enter till they leave, and there is a particular stage in the journey where there is a particular thing that they do. For example, let us assume that they can map the process. So you know what? There's a point where we either get to inject a customer or we get to give them an immediate drug to take in the clinic. You see, at those points, let us prepare ice cream or fruit juice. We give them fruit juice immediately after the injection or after the drug. You see that it's not assumption. It's not guesswork. You don't just give it anyhow. No, there's a particular moment that you give. You just create oh my goodness. You just create something so special. They were like, wait, how did you know I needed ice cream now? Oh, don't worry. We calculated you before you came. We calculated you before you came. We had a strategy for you before you came. Right? That's why these big companies make it big. So they make it big. They anticipate you before you came. In short, they prayed about you and planned you before you started spending money. So all of you, look at it. Look at this service that they offer. Sit down, put the work, think through it. First of all, map out the experience first that you have. Spit out first. Then sit down and look. Okay, if I were a client, what will they do to me at what stage that will make me to smile? That will make me to feel different. Then you strategically add those things. Online, on-site, whatever business you're doing, you can find it. Just pay the price and do it. Right? Let us say that, you are, let's go to Madame Pam, who runs a travel agency. Let's say somebody buys a travel ticket, and immediately that they have bought a travel ticket and all of that, and they decide that, we're going to create a system that we communicate and help remind them about their flight so they don't forget. So I just tell them, okay, so is it okay that we call you on this date, on this date, on this date, just to remind you? You put particular dates, so they can tell them, we're putting these dates because sometimes people forget because of business. But you just create a delight intentionally. When you do that, number two, I'm already spoken about that, signature moment creation. That's what I was talking about. So experience mapping, step two, that delight moment or that signature moment creation. It's a signature moment, so you have added to it. And then number three, you can do personalization if you want to. So step three is optional, but it's called personalization layer. This is where you begin to tailor, let's say maybe an email, a call, a gift to make clients feel uniquely valued. You see, one of my clients, what I did was I sent her a journal. So I reached out to a company, sent out a journal that has her name and her picture in front of the journal. And I mailed it to her. She was so happy. See that now? So you can do something like that if you want. So you do have people who pay well. So that you use their money, right? And you spend it on it. Right. And that's why if you're charging somebody high, you know that, hey, part of this money is the money I'm going to use to create an experience that they will never forget. You see that now? All right. The third pillar in this process is what I call value stacking. And this third pillar, I have seen it work so amazing. In short, there's somebody that when I taught this framework, she implemented on the pillar C. On the pillar C, and her business changed. Under this pillar I'm about to show you. It's called value stacking principle. I'm not bridging consistently like this, right? So the goal here is to stack so much value that saying no feels irrational. Like imagine, that means the value is so amazing that somebody will feel stupid for not buying. That's the concept of value stacking. Somebody will feel so stupid for not buying your value. That's the goal. So you increase the perceived value of your service or what you're offering by adding either bonuses or exclusive perks, right? Or guarantees. So you create an offer that when completed or when compared to the price, it feels too valuable. The goal is to create an offer that when the customer looks at the offer, when you explain, the value of the offer in monetary terms is more than the money they're giving you. But from your perspective, there are things that you have created. Like, for example, let me give a more practical example. I have so many courses that I have created, so many teachings I've created that sometimes I just, and I'm just recording, and like the one I'm teaching you guys, I'm just teaching and I'm alone. And I'm just recording myself. I'm just teaching, and I record and I keep. So if I want to sell, let's say I'm selling somebody a coaching program, and sometimes I'll pick 2-3 of those courses, 1 hour each. And I put a value to it and I say, okay, look, for when you pay this coaching program worth this, I am going to give you 3 courses on public speaking, or 3 courses on marketing strategies, or 3 courses on this, that each course is worth $500. So I'm going to give you 3 courses worth $1,500 for free for buying this particular service. So you give them, so that's called value stacking. The value they need, then you add another value on it that is so clear, it's so specific. And it must not be expensive on your part. Or you can add the value that it's expensive, but you are the one, you know that the price you are calling covers that value you're adding. But let them know that this extra value is free for them. So the goal is value stacking. And sometimes I always encourage people here, please add value that will help them solve another problem from another perspective. You get the concept. For example, if I'm teaching, I'm working with a CEO and their focus is, hey, I just want to make more profit. Okay, that's good. We're going to do that. And then I noticed that, you see, you need public speaking skills to become a better CEO. that has nothing to do with the profit maximization he wants. But you cannot offer him, look, I'm going to give you my 4 courses in public speaking to enhance your ability to speak and communicate with power and confidence as a CEO in your field. You see that concept now? So you begin to do that, you stack that value, it transforms a lot. So create an offer that when compared to the price, it feels too valuable. So the challenge I'm giving you all is, let's say you have added the main offer that you have, the main service, the main product. What else can you add? What else can you add in the process? See that now? We're going to change the whole process. So 3-step process to implement this stacking principle is, number 1, core offer amplification. So you need to have a major offer, a core solution, core offer amplification. So identify the pain points and attach specific bonuses that directly solve them. So have that core offer. Number 2, you can do what they call risk reversal guarantee. This one is sometimes optional, but some people do it. Risk reversal guarantee. This way you can add an irresistible guarantee. Let's say, let's take Clotilde, for example. Clotilde says she's so confident about her product and her solution. She now said, hey, look, I'm going to help you improve on your brand engagement, and the branding strategy we're going to implement is going to increase how much leads or how many leads that you're getting. And if in the next 3 months, the leads don't change and you implement what I've told you, I will give you back 50% of the money you paid me. That is the meaning of risk reversal guarantee. So there are people that will not resist that. They'll wait. What did you say? Sign me up. Come on, pay. I am paying. I am paying right away. So they're seeing confidence, they're seeing trust, and they're like, okay, so even if it doesn't work, I will get some money back. All right, let's do it. But you need to make sure that the terms of the conditions are clear. You need to track to ensure that they implement step by step everything that you told them to do. And if they do it and it doesn't work, okay, you're not giving them 50%. But from my experience, when you do this, there's always success. If at all the strategy works, so you must have a good strategy and a good product that you also trust that produce results. Another point I can use here, the 3rd step to implement this stacking principle is what we have been saying so far, known as scarcity layer. Scarcity layer. So this is where you introduce urgency through limited time bonus or exclusive access, right? Scarcity layer. So value stack. So you can create value stacking principle and focus just on a particular set of people in your target market. For example, you can decide that, you see, behind the scenes, you know that this offer, this product, I'm targeting people who make minimum $1 million francs every month. But you're not going to put that on your flyer, but you are the one who knows behind the scenes that, hey, this particular product, I'm going to make it scarce, and you're going to put some conditions. Okay, this product is only people that, you live in this particular locality, you do this, you do this, you do this. So you create a form of scarcity around it. And then you add that value to it. Then the people will see that, hey, this is only for me, and we can afford it. Number 4 pillar is undeniable results and proof-driven persuasion. Undeniable results and proof-driven persuasion. That's the 4th pillar. So if you are going to create an irresistible difference products or offer, you need to master the art of what I call proof-driven persuasion. In other words, you bring beyond grammar. What you're showing is you put together undeniable results to show the people that you are targeting. So let's say you're on a sales call, you're on a sales discussion, you are somebody that reached out to you on WhatsApp or on a call, whatever. Your goal here is the results that you produce, you're able to package them so clear that people see the difference even before you explain it, right? So with proven-driven persuasion, this is so important if you're in a skeptical market. For example, if you're in consulting, people reach out to you quite all right, but they're also skeptical at the same time. If you're in a service business, what people cannot see and touch, they're always very skeptical. So you need to be good at proof-driven persuasion, where, because in a skeptical market, proof is currency. Proof of previous results is currency. So the more the social proof about your unique offer, the easier the sell, right? So the 5-step process to implement this undeniable result is, number one, practice result documentation. Practice result documentation. Like we said in one of the frameworks, learn how to collect before and after data. Learn how to collect testimonials. Learn how to collect success stories for visual proof. Like sometimes, like I always do this sometimes, when I have a new solution sometimes, a new framework sometimes, I would pick some people and coach them for free so that they give me feedback for free so that I can use in marketing to people who are going to pay for my services. You can also do that because you need that results documentation to use in your presentation. The second step in this process is showcase your wins. Showcase your wins. So regularly publish client case studies of focusing on measurable transformation, right? So number 3 is social proof wall. I'm going to give an example that we used last time with Durance. Social proof wall. So what that means is, like we're talking about Durance having those top government officials and influential people coming to their clinic, where she can now decide, or they can decide and say, okay, when they go to them and they collect their endorsements, what they say about the clinic and how they feel about the clinic and their experience. What they do is they now take those writings, they ask them, are you okay if we add your picture and what you have said and put on our wall? They say yes. You create a placard, right? That's the example of social proof wall, and you put it there. So the goal is you are creating a dedicated section either on your website or in their physical office to showcase success stories. That's the result. That's the goal of social proof wall. So you create a dedicated section on your website, in your office, where you're just showcasing success stories. Very important in this pillar number 4. And then step 4 of practicing this pillar number 4 is what I call proof integration. Proof integration. Seamlessly weave proof into your sales copy, into your ads, into your presentation. So you must be conscious at integrating proof in your discussion with the person you want to sell the offer to. Remember, this is an expensive offer. And as I said earlier on, if you are using this framework, this irresistible difference offer, you are using it because you want to craft a product, a service, or an offer that you can charge well. This strategy, the one for today, works best when you want to create something, you want to charge much for it. So let's say Clotilde right now, who is in brand consulting, she has never charged 500,000 francs. Clotilde, how much have you charged the highest in your coaching program, in your coaching as a brand consultant? Let me put you on the spot. Are you willing to share that? What is the highest amount that you have charged? And they pay?
100,000 plus.
No, give me an exact amount. What is the highest amount you have been paid for coaching branding stuff? You cannot buy your first amount. You don't forget things like that in your journey.
It's another currency, so I'm trying to mentally
good.
convert.
Okay, let's say 120, right? Now, this particular framework for today is for you who are saying that I want to create a branding solution, a branding product that costs 250,000 francs standard. You want to get at that level. And sometimes when you do this, that challenge, you're good at, hey, with this product, I'm going to make my first 1 million selling my services in 4 months. You now challenge yourself. In 4 months, I'm looking for 4 clients to pay me 250,000 francs for my product. When you want to do that, you now use this particular offer. You get the concept. So you do proof integration, where you master how to, when you're talking to a client, sometimes that's why when I'm teaching you guys, I can give you stories of different people I've worked with. Because I will take their stories, I'll practice them and know them in detail. Because as I'm teaching or as I'm doing a sales presentation or somebody reached out to me for consultation, as I'm driving the conversation, I need to practice proof integration. Never forget, it's very important. Always integrate proof of your previous results in your sales conversation. It's very important in closing sales. And then step 5 in this pillar number 4 is highlighting predictability. I've spoken about that in another way. Highlighting predictability. What does that mean? This is where you are guaranteeing or you're emphasizing to your clients that, look, you see, this is my strategy. You see, this is my system. It is consistent in delivering results. So you're highlighting the predictability of your strategy, of your product, of your service, of what you're offering. So never forget that. In your discussion, in your conversion, as you're presenting this high-level offer that you have developed, you find a way to emphasize to the client that, look, this system of this strategy, this product, this service, it has consistently delivered results within the lives of the last 20 clients that we have served. You do that. Okay, pillar number 5, market positioning power. Market positioning power. Market positioning power. What does that mean? In all of this, you need to master market positioning. We thought about market positioning in another framework. So it's almost the same thing, but just a bit different. Remember, the goal here is you are marketing an irresistible offer, an offer that is so unique, is so profound, the customer cannot resist, and it's also expensive at some point. So knowing how to do market positioning is very important. Why? Because positioning your differentiation, positioning this unique offer is not just better, but it's different and necessary. Because if you have a very unique offer, if you have this offer that people cannot resist, and you have this offer that is expensive and people can pay for it, but they cannot see it, there's a problem. Why? Because poor market positioning reduces pricing power and market dominance. Immediately, you don't know how to position your product very well, you are reducing the pricing power of that product and the market dominance of that product. That's the cost. So the strongest position is where you are ensuring that the uniqueness of this offer that you have is seen as the best one in the market, not just as another option. Because when you're using this framework, your goal is you don't want to commonize what you're doing. You want to operate from another dimension. 3-step process to do this, to implement market positioning, is number 1, category creation. Category creation. Category creation. What does that mean? Frame your offer as a unique solution in its own category. Yes, that should be one of your goals. Let somebody listen to your irresistible offer and they say, no, this offer is so good, it's so profound, it's so pragmatic that I have not seen or heard anything like this. So, category creation. category creation. So frame your offer as a unique solution in its own category. Number two, authority building. So build authority as you do that, because your market positioning becomes easy when you have the right authority. This is where you can begin to see, okay, how can I publish thought leadership content that refines how the market sees my niche? How can I appear on the right media platforms and position myself as an authority, as an expert in the field? Authority building, we need to do that. Number three, the third step is narrative control. So shape the conversation around why your method is essential and irreplaceable. You see, with this irresistible offer, you don't allow people to shape the narrative. No. You need to brag. You need to brag that your offer, your product, your solution is essential, is irreplaceable, and is what you need. So yeah, when you're having a discussion with a client, you have this mindset that I need to shape the narrative, have the control of this narrative. Let the client begin to see. So your goal is shape the conversation and cause the client to see why your offer, your solution is essential and, of course, irreplaceable. It's their job to do that. They're not going to do that for you. And if you don't shape it, what happens? They automatically put your offer as every other offer. You get the point? Yes. So because when you don't shape narrative, when they're coming to you and they've gone to 4 other people, they'll put you in the same class. Okay, she's just one of those brand consultants. Oh, they're just one of those clinics. Oh, she's just one of those travel agents. No. But immediately the conversation starts, make sure you have narrative control strategy in mind. Shape the conversation. As they are listening to you, they know that, hey, we have met other experts, we have met other businesses, but from what they are saying and how they are communicating and how they are projecting what they are offering, these guys are essential to us and they are irreplaceable in what we are doing. All right, so that is the irresistible difference framework for you. Again, and let me tell you that from my experience. The clients I have worked with who have been able to double or triple their income, this is a framework that helped them. Let me give an example. Who is here that is afraid of charging high prices? Who is here that you're always afraid of asking for more? Who is here like that? You're always afraid of asking for more. You cannot boldly ask for 1 million francs for a service. You had the cut. They will not buy. They will say no. They will not come again. They will just go and go.
So I think I may be the person. Let me just explain my experience, sir.
Okay, hold on.
Are you there?
Yes, hold on. We'll come to experience. All right. So I'm seeing many people, right? So please, one of the fastest ways to scale your income and double your income or triple it is to charge more. I'm going to do a teaching us for us one day, very soon, on how to sell to the rich. Please, you need to be, if you want to make money, one of your major goals in this life is to sell to the rich. If not, you'll be broke for a very long time, having a good product. And the first framework you need to sell to the rich is what I've told you guys today. Okay? But I want to challenge all of you. Start charging more. Start charging more. Go and times 2. What you're charging, you have a service now, you're charging 25,000 francs. Go and charge 50,000 francs. Now, just add the value to it and maintain the 25,000 francs. when a client comes to you, start the discussion from 50,000 francs and do the presentation and the discussion as if there is no other offer. When you begin to perceive that, no, that they don't have the budget, they don't have the budget to pay for it before you go to the 12,000 francs offer. But please, believe in yourself. You'll be surprised at how many people will pay if you double your offer. You'll be so surprised. You'll be like, wait, they paid? Hey, I've been losing money without knowing. Yes, they will pay. You just need to master. See, if you take all of these things and implement it, you'll be surprised at how much you create influence, impact, and income in what you're doing. Okay? All right. So that is it for today's framework. So I've looked at the FIT framework. I have given you guys the FIT strategy. I have never taught clients, and I've given them more than 2 strategies. Never. But this is me giving you guys 5 strategies. No consultant will do this. I'm telling you. I'm giving you 5 so that you have no excuse. You have no excuse on why you should not take the works of your hands to a whole new level. Awesome.